Welcome to part 2 of the database section of your SBA. So in this video we're going to be doing the queries, forms, and reports. So we're going to start with the queries. And we use a query design to create queries. Alright, so based on my first query, I only need one table. So in your SBA, you should have a query that is created using one table, a query that is created using more than one table, and you must also have a query that is created using calculated fields. So basically you would use what we call the builder option to create a query to calculate something. Alright, so let's go ahead. So what you need to do is to select the table, and once you select the table that is needed, you're going to select the fields. Alright, so what we want to extract from this query is the persons who paid using regular payment. So what you have to do is to type the criteria. So in the field that says, in this section that says criteria, you will type the criteria under the field that you want to extract the data from. So want reg, you can put them in quotation. And it also said that I am to sort the list in ascending order by last name. So this option says sort. So you have table field and then sort. So it says sort by last name in ascending order. And then once that is done, you would select the option that says run. Alright, so this is the result of the first query created using one table. I'm just going to give it a name. So that's a one table query. I'm going to do one now that is created using more than one table. Alright, so I'm not remembering what is in each. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select the three tables, and then whichever I don't need, I will remove afterwards. Alright, so for this one, I'm going to, alright, so I need first name, so that means I need the last name, category ID, membership, registration status, and membership fee. Alright, so for this one I actually needed the three tables. Alright, and it says for the members who are registered. So registration status would have that information. So that is all I would need to enter here. Select run. and it would show me the persons who are registered. Alright, another query. As I said before, I don't remember all that I need, so I'm just gonna add the 3 tables. Alright, so I need name again. Member ID. Capital payments. I'm not seeing total payment, but I'm guessing it is amount paid. So if their payment exceeds $110,000, so if it is greater, so greater than enter the wrong amount. Alright, so these are all the persons whose payments are greater than 110,000. And I'm going to do one last query. So that last query that I'm going to do is going to be that calculated query using the builder option. So I'm going to use the membership fee table. Let me bring this one up as well in case I need it. Alright, so I want to see the member ID. So what I did is I also added 2 fees that we didn't have before in this table because I want to do the calculation. Alright, so member ID. I might want to see the membership fee that is due. The first payment that was made, and probably category of membership. No, registration status. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the amount that is due for the persons who are not yet registered. I'm using this table. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract the first payment that was made from the membership fee for the person. It's okay. And then run. Alright. So this is the amount that is due. If you realize the table heading says expression 1, we want to change that. So after you would have run the query, go back to design view, and this portion of it before the colon, you can remove that and rename it. So I'm going to call it amount due. Alright, so that is basically it as it relates to the different queries. Call it amount due. Alright, so we're now going to do the form with subform. Alright, so to create the form, you have to ensure that the relationship are created between the tables that you are going to use. So you're going to use the form wizard option, and I'm going to use 2 tables for this form. In order to get the form with subform, usually you need information from more than 1 table. Alright, so I'm going to use all the information in the personal table, and then I'm going to use information from this table, which is the category of membership. So I'm using that. The member ID is there already. Right. Alright, so let's go with those. Alright, so once you get to this part, once you select the correct information, then you're going to see this option. How do you want to view your data? I'm going to view the data by personal information. Ensure that this is selected form with subform. You could select by category of membership, but when you do that, you realize that the form with subform is no longer there. So I'm selecting that option and I'm going to select next. And from there, whatever is given, so whether it's tabular or a data sheet, you're going to select that option, select next, and of course you would select the title based on what is required. So I'm going to stay with what is here and I'm going to select finish. Alright, so you will now realize that on this side, you are now seeing that I have my forms created. So I have my form, which is personal information, and then I have my subform, which is category of membership. Alright, so that is basically it for the form. You don't really need to make any changes, but if you want to fix the layout just a little bit, you can go ahead and probably just drag this over just a little. You know, you could also make the table probably a little bit smaller if you want to, but that is depending on whether or not you want to do that. You don't have to. Alright, so these are just some of the things that you can do when you are doing your form with subform. So the next thing now is, of course, the final thing, which is the report. So the report is pretty simple. You will be using a wizard again, so you know wizards are usually easy to manipulate, right? So let's select report, and then you're going to use the tables to search for the fields that are required. First name, last name. So I guess from here, that's what I would need. Category ID, registration status, membership fee. This one. First name, last name, category ID, registration status, membership fee, and discount. Alright, select next, And how do you want to view your data? Based on my instruction, it should be viewed by the category table. Select next. And the grouping should be by payment plan. Also, I didn't select payment plan, so I'm going to have to go back and do that. So select that. Payment plan. Next. And then how do we want to sort? Alright, so it should be sorted in ascending order by last name, then by first name. And then from the summary option, we want to select the following: the sum and average for membership fee and also for discount. Right? And then select detail and summary. That is already selected. So we would select OK, and then we would select next. The layout should be outline. Of course, you would use whatever it is that you would have gotten in your instruction based on your SBA. And the orientation should be portrait. Alright? So it says the first line should read and finish. So basically you would see that it's not hard to do. All you need to do is to follow the steps carefully. So this is the print preview. So you'd have to close the print preview so that you can make any edits to your form. Alright, so usually your report require two headings. So a main heading and a subheading. Alright, so I'm going to add the subheading. There are several ways of doing it. I usually just select this option that says title. This is the subheading. Here. Of course, you can edit the text if you want to. You can also change the font type, etc. That's if you want to. Alright? And then you can go to the layout view. So here you will see we might need to make a little change, a little edit just to some of these. These are pretty simple. You just need to drag them. Pretty simple. You know, sometimes students tend to just leave it as is, but just for neatness, you might want to fix that. Alright, so I guess the figure here is lengthy, so we could probably leave that one. And then for you to view how the report actually look, you can go to the report view. Alright, so this is how the report is actually looking. So I'm guessing that a long number, no? Alright, so let's go back to layout view and try to edit this. I'm not sure why this is like this, but alright, so we'll just leave this one as is. Alright, so that is pretty much it for database. Once you do everything that I would have gone through, then you will more than likely receive your full marks. Alright, you want to save? Yes. That is pretty much it as it relates to database, as I said before.